Hello, we have a math problem today. We are given this problem. Say which of the following is a unit vector perpendicular? That's a short way of writing perpendicular. Perpendicular to the plane determined by the vectors A. I'm given two vectors. Vector A is 2i plus 4j. There is no k element here. Vector B, there's I, there's j, and there's k. So you identify this vector into their respective elements. Okay, so vector A, we have 2i and it's positive. Vector you have 4 and also positive, and you have 0k element. Vector B, you have 1 and it's positive. You have 1i and you have 1j. It's also positive, and you have 1k, but it's negative. All right. So to solve this problem, you are going to do a cross product of the two vectors, of two given vectors, and then when you find the cross product, you are going to find the magnitude of the cross product, and then you are going to divide the cross product by the magnitude, and so that will give you the unit vector that is perpendicular to the plane determined by these two vectors. So let's do the cross product first. To do a cross product, you do it in sections. You take the I element, you cover up the I element, and you use the j and the k to find the I element. So for the I here, we cover this up. It's 4. You do a cross multiplication. 4 multiplied by -1, that will be -4. And then there should be a negative sign, but this is 0, so it's just 0. So this one is I. You find the I element now. So find the j element, you cover the j up, and then you use this I and the k. Okay, and there's a negative sign here when you go to the j element. So it's 2 multiplied by -1, so that will be -2, and this is 0 multiplied by 1 here is 0. It's a -0, so this is the j element, and then you plus sign here for the k element. You cover up the k element, and you use the I and the j to find that element, that directional element. So 2 multiplied by 1 here, that will be 2, and 4 multiplied by 1 here is 4, but the sign will be negative, so it's -4. So this is your k element. So when you simplify this, you are going to have -4i, so this goes out. This one here, there's a negative here and there's a negative here, so that becomes plus 2j. All right, here we have +2 and -4. You're going to have -2k. Okay, so that's your cross product. That's the cross product of the two vectors. So that's the first step. So the second step is to find the magnitude of this cross product. To find the magnitude, you take the normal of this cross product, which will be -4 square plus 2 square plus -2 square. Okay, when you do this, you are going to get 24. You are going to go square root of 24. All right, and you can simplify this. You can simplify this because you know that 4 multiplied by 6 give you 24. And you can have a perfect number for the square root of 4, which is 2. So that will become 2 square root of 6. Okay. So that's your value here. That's the magnitude. So now, magnitude. Okay. So the last step is to use this magnitude to divide your cross product. So negative 4i plus 2j negative 2k divided by 2 square root of 6. All right. So you notice that something, a value is common, 2 is common. If I factor out 2 here, I can use that 2 to divide this 2. So my final value becomes negative 2i plus j minus k divided by square root of 6. And that's my final answer. And that happens to be C. So my answer is C. Okay. So this is very straightforward. I just know how to find a cross product of 2 vectors and find the magnitude of that vector of the cross product. And you divide the cross product by the magnitude, and that will give you your final value. That's the unit vector, and that unit vector is perpendicular to this 2 vector given. Thank you for joining us. Review the video. Feel free to comment and like the video. Thank you.